guys, I'm Mitch, one of the hosts of the show. Before we start, I just wanted to thank you all for listening and tell you something cool. In the description of the episode, there's a link to our Discord if you want to just come hang out with us. We stream there, watch movies, game together, and just hang out. You can even be a guest host on our show and suggest games for us to play and review. So don't be shy, just come hang out with us, it'll be fun. Also, there's a link to our Facebook so you can join the page and give it a like, and it helps a lot if you do. Same with giving us a 5-star review on iTunes and writing something small. Even if it's just, hey guys, like, that'll do. That's fine. It really does help us get to the top of the charts. Thank you all again, and let's get on with the show. Welcome to the Tattered Couch Podcast. I'm your host, Mitch.
I am Michael.
And today we're going to talk about Ikaruga and the anime Nier Automata.
Yeah.
Both are Mike's picks. But first, we've been playing a shit ton of Pokemon.
Yeah.
Want to tell them what we've been doing, Mike?
I haven't been playing a shit ton. I've never got around to finishing my Diamond and Pearl run so I could start Nuzlocke on it, but we did start, Alpha Sapphire.
Yeah, I've never played Alpha Sapphire, neither has Mike, so we were like, well, we've never done Nuzlocke either, so game we've never played, Nuzlocke it. And
yeah.
The rules are, not as terrible as I thought they were going to be, but still pretty rough. Especially whenever you lose key parts of your team.
My only problem with it was that there are Zigzagoon on, and it's evolved form on like 7 or 8 different routes. And then there are like 3 other Pokemon that are also in 7 or 8 different routes. And like 5 of them, not including the water, which the water is very bad for this too, only have like 3 Pokemon that you usually already have caught. So that part of the Nuzlocke sucked, where I couldn't get like 8 Pokemon because of that.
Yeah, it's a lot of repeating Pokemon. There was a part where I went into a cave, and I'm like, oh, I haven't caught anything in the cave. And I ran into, I think it was Geodudes, or something else, some kind of Pokemon, and it was the only Pokemon that would appear for me at all. So I left, and I didn't get anything from the fucking cave. So.
You don't hear me?
I can hear you.
I said Whismer.
Oh yeah, Whismer. Okay. Yeah, it was fucking Whismer. Piece of shit Pokemon anyway. And I already had it because I had to catch one because I ran into one on a different route.
Yeah, the route right before it has Whisper on it too.
For those of you that don't know what a Nuzlocke Pokemon run is, you have to catch the first Pokemon you see, or no Pokemon at all. One Pokemon per route. And if they die, if any of your Pokemon die, they're gone forever. And you have to name all your Pokemon so you feel some kind of attachment to them. Well, you're supposed to.
Yeah, you can't dupe as well. So, like we were talking about, if your first encounter on a route is a Pokemon you already caught, you can skip that first encounter. And so it's like technically the first new encounter on a route.
Yeah. And if your whole, like, say all your team dies except one Pokemon and you win the fight or whatever, and that's what you do. You have to now work with what you have. But if your whole team is wiped, you have to restart your game.
Yep.
So, and I made it all the way to Victory Road, and my whole team got destroyed by a Rhyperior.
I got lost before Gym 8, and kind of been scared to go back.
You're like right there. I had to look up that part too. I could not figure out how to get there.
Yeah, I've been to the town and everything. I don't know.
Well, it's not just me and you, because whenever I went on Reddit, which is where I found the answer to where I was supposed to go, so many people asking the same question. So, apparently, that is universally bad.
People universally don't pay attention.
Yeah. But I think you need to dive underwater and go up under a different thing. Could be wrong, though.
Yeah, as far as I know, you gotta find some underwater cave or some shit.
Think so. Yeah, fucking lost some good Pokemon, man. And I had to restart it, and then I was like, okay, I'll just move to a different Pokemon game and just try to Nuzlocke that. And I went to X and Y, and died at the second gym. And today I started Ultra Sun. So I'll just rotate games until I beat one of them. It's fine. That's the plan.
Yeah.
Or whenever.
List.
Well, whenever you finish Alpha Sapphire, we can because I didn't reset my game. I just said, okay, fuck it, I'll just go through and finish the game since I'm here, and I'll Nuzlocke it another time. So once you're done with Alpha Sapphire and we do the show on it, whatever, I think you wanted to do Pokemon Black. That's when I'll start Pokemon Black probably. So
sick. Yeah, I remember Pokemon Black having a lot of variation in Pokemon, so I thought it'd be good.
I've never played it, but man, does it look ugly after playing a 3DS game. I was like, that doesn't even look like a DS game. Looks like a worse than a Game Boy Color game. I don't know.
Well,
like Game Boy Color doesn't look bad, but it looks like a Game Boy Color game. Like this didn't even. I don't know. This didn't even look like a Game Boy Color game. Like, I don't know. It's very hard to explain. It was like a mix of Game Boy and DS, and I was like, why does this look weird? What were you gonna say?
I forget now. The Alpha Sapphire looks weird. They have like those self-indulgent things too. Like when you fly, it's like, oh, there's a cutscene, and you pull it out your Pokeball, and then you fly, and then you suck the Pokemon back into the Pokeball, and it's like a whole cutscene, and it's like, this is only to show off the graphics. And the only time this is impressive is when it comes out. So why the fuck do we gotta do this all the time?
I like it. It makes it immerses me more into the Pokemon world. I like it. I enjoy it. Plus,
I hate the whenever you surf, it's like, oh, little band across the screen. Here's your Pokemon, and then you surf. It's like, okay.
Yeah, I get it.
And the whenever you get an item handed to you, it's like, let's pause for a minute so you make sure that you read this.
Well, I didn't have that problem.
Whenever you pick up an item, it says you found blah blah blah, and then your character, I was a girl, so I got down on my knees like whore I am and sucked that item right in my bag. And that takes like a minute, and it's so fucking pointless.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think I saw what you're talking about it, like, whenever you mentioned it.
Yeah.
But before that, I didn't even notice, like, at all. just playing right through. I was fucking running through that game.
Pokemon. It's like, you are... I spam the A button, like, a lot in Pokemon. So it's just kind of like, you gave me like 6 button presses that were useless. It's like, let me just skip this fucking shit.
I love it. I can't wait to do Gold and Silver, though. That's what I'm really waiting on. And, like, another shot at X and Y. Soul and Heart. Yeah, that'll be sick.
Yeah, those are cool. You got the Pokemon falling around you.
Let's talk about some Ikaruga, though. We got some mech people and machines and shit to talk about today, including the anime. So, why don't you tell everybody what Ikaruga is? Because I don't fucking know shit about this.
Ikaruga is what I would call a bullet storm game, which is any game where you are a single character and the main difficulty of the game is dodging the screen full of bullets that are coming at you.
But this one has a trick with polarization. So you have to switch between, like, black and red and white and blue and match the polarities. So if something's shooting red at you, you turn red so it doesn't hurt you. Then you flip the script the other way around for blue and white.
And you
What's that?
them to do a mega attack.
You're cutting out really bad.
You absorb them to do a mega attack. Damn it, you are too. Fuck. Am I good?
Yeah, am I good?
Yeah.
Alright, go for it.
You absorb the shots and do a mega attack. And on different difficulties there's different things. Like whenever you in prototype difficulty, whenever you shoot an enemy, nothing happens. Like they don't, and then in the next difficulty, when you shoot an enemy that is the same color as you, they shoot out a bunch of shots that you can then absorb. And then on the hardest difficulty, all ships explode into attacks.
Okay, I didn't touch that one.
Yeah,
that fucking sucks.
Yeah. And then there's like a limited shot mode, which I don't understand.
Yeah, fuck you.
Yeah, because everybody, well, at least me and Mitch both had the same strategy of just holding down the attack button the whole time.
Yeah, just swap while
Yeah.
fucking flying around. Yeah, you're like mech people, or dudes in mech suits, basically, I think. And
I always had like a head cannon for this game, but I never knew what the fucking story was because the text boxes that are there flash by the screen very fast, and sometimes they're while you're fighting. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, like the first fucking thing that happens in this game is a quote pops up and it's like, "This could be my last chance ever to do something for myself." And then it disappears. It's like, what does that mean?
And like the full message.
Yeah. And then it just disappears. And then you just start fucking blasting shit to pieces. Like, there's no real, and that goes throughout the game. That shit's, like, it doesn't really tell you anything. And then, so before we started recording, we're like, let's look up what this story's actually supposed to be. And not even Wikipedia has a fucking story. Like, there's no story on here.
Yeah.
It was just, all it says is, spiritual sequel to Radiant Silvergun, released in arcades December 2001. And fucking, game critics call it one of the best games ever made. That's it. Like, essentially that's it. And it tells you about how to play the game. Which we just told you. And that's all you do. And bosses pop up, and it's just like a normal boss battle. They're shooting at you, you're shooting at them. That's all this game is. Just fucking blasted.
See, my headcanon for this was that Earth or whatever, Earth and space were getting invaded by aliens, and they like got one of the alien ships and like backward engineered it into this fighter, and then like have this like, I don't know, maybe failure of a pilot because of how they introduce this ship or whatever, you as a failure, and you're just killing all the aliens. Sake Becker.
Yeah.
That's probably complete bullshit, but you know, it's what made me play more of the game.
Just make shit up. I don't get it, so this is the new story. Yeah, like when you picked this game, I was like, I don't know how we're going to talk about this for a long time. Because I knew it had only 5 levels. That's all I ever knew about this game. I played it like once or twice before.
It's an arcade game.
Yeah.
You know what I didn't tell you about this game that makes it even more difficult?
What?
Do you know how you score?
No.
You score by killing 3 enemies of the same type in a row. And the higher chain you get, the more of a multiplier you get, I think, on the amount of enemies you kill. And then if you paid, you might have noticed that enemies come in groups of 3, like all the time.
I didn't notice that. I just shoot everything.
Yeah,
Also, we did not beat this game, by the way. Mike has beaten it with continues.
I've gotten to the third boss, I think, without.
I got to the end of stage 2. And then I watched gameplay on it because I was like, oh, yeah, I'm not beating this. There's no way. I'm just not good at this type of game.
Dude, the third level is just like you flying through like corridors.
Oh, fuck no.
Yeah. And you have to like move with these boxes and shit.
Yeah, and it's kind of like a puzzle too, because the way you get through certain areas is by just going through and taking fire from the correct polarization so you can survive it. And you're just doing that, swapping in and out, but you have to go through these like it forces you to go through enemy fire. So you're constantly switching polarization. It is pretty cool. I love this game. I love bullet hells. I am just like not good at them. So
yeah.
Like definitely appreciate watching somebody fuck these things up.
Whenever I was a child, I remember, I think it was 1942, maybe. I might be confusing that title with Battlefront game of the same title.
Well, when you were a child, you talking about 1942, the game on original Nintendo?
Yeah, I think like a biplane from like World War One.
Could be that. It could be Top Gun.
Okay. There was like 2 different games that I remember in the arcade and home console, and it was a World War One or World War Two game where you're a little fighter plane and you're killing Germans.
All right.
And then there was a side view one that was like the same type of thing.
I've only ever played a few bullet hells. Cuphead is technically one. Fucking, what's that game called? It's like an anime game on the Sega Genesis.
I have no idea.
It's just one word. I can't think of it right now. But I played that one and R-Type. R-Type was like my first bullet hell ever. And I really like R-Type. It's just, again, like most bullet hell games, super fucking hard. So, yeah. There's a lot though. Like there's a couple, Gunstar Heroes isn't a bullet hell game, but it feels like a bullet hell game when you're playing it. I love that shit. That game is fucking awesome.
There was one game I played. I forget what the fuck it was called, because it was on like Game Pass or PS Now or whatever. But like, it was like a 3D bullet hell. It was weird.
Probably be fun.
What's that SOA with guns?
Gun Gale Online.
Okay.
I bought that game, like I pre-ordered it when it came out a few years back. I was like, this is going to be awesome, and then I played it, and I was like, I don't know how this game works, because there was some weird tricky way to play multiplayer online with it, and there was like, nobody online, it seemed like. I was like, that's fucked up, this thing just came out. So, that sucked.
There's this one game I remember seeing. I don't know what the fuck it's called. You might know. It's like this game where you're like college or high school girls and you have big guns and you have no legs from your knee down. Instead, you have these giant rockets.
No.
I don't know if that game's a bullet story, but
no,
might be.
Not at all. The only gun game with girls in it I know about is we've both played that game before. What's that thing called? You had it on PlayStation, and I had it on Switch, and there was like 2 different versions. Where the little devil things that float around, and you got to suck them up with a vacuum. What was it called?
Gun Gal?
Yeah, Gun Gal. Yeah, that's the only game like that I've ever played. That's not even gun. You're like vacuuming shit.
Shooter.
Yeah, that thing was fun.
I don't know how I feel about those types of games. Those are like so House of the Living Dead, you know?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I don't know about the aesthetic for it, but I do like the idea of what they're doing with the game. It just sucks because you never know like what you're actually supposed to do sometimes. So you just like talk to people. It's like everything's in Japanese, so it's like sweet, thanks.
I think I remember trying to do that before.
I
I
thought
know.
you 100% of the game.
No, I mean like trying to play a game that's in a different language.
Oh, yeah, no.
100% in what game?
Gun Gao.
Oh no, I don't remember. But I don't know. That game was weird.
Yeah, it is. But like that weird ass game, we have a weird anime to talk about that everybody's obsessed with the game that goes with the anime, which is Nier
Yeah.
Automata. And that
Like
was
the beginning of the game.
what you've only.
And
I
then
thought you played through it.
Nah.
Is there some kind of delay? Can you not hear me?
Nah, I would just being retarded. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes when I'm talking, you can't hear me.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So Nier Automata. Why'd you pick that?
Because it was on there, and I've never seen it before. And I really like B2 and the aesthetic of the androids.
Nice. Tell the listeners about this anime. Because I'm not understanding. You know, I have questions. Why is that story all over the fucking place?
What do you mean?
Remember how I told you I didn't like the original Star Wars because I felt like we were just cutting from place to place to place to place?
Yeah.
That's how this anime felt. But, like, it stayed on track with the story, but it's just, like, all over the place at the same time. I don't know. Like, we're going from...
a good amount.
What is it?
I guess they travel a good amount. It's mostly like, I'm pretty sure it's like they have the singular like resistance base. That's the place where everybody's at that has like the cement ground, and it's around a bunch of ruined buildings.
Well, first, before we do that, tell the listeners about this anime. What is it about, exactly?
I don't know, I'm not great at doing synopsises, but it's basically like in the future, humanity gets invaded by by aliens that make robots that push humans off of Earth and onto the moon. And the humans sit there for a while. I forget exactly how long. And they eventually make androids that they send down to Earth to wipe out robots and try to bring humanity back to Earth.
Okay, so here's what I got from it. So, we get pushed off, then we fight back against the robots with our androids that we've made.
Yeah.
Even though robots are our enemy, and then when we get down there, the robots want to be like us, like humans, and have feelings, and start developing feelings somehow. And that 9S dude has a hard-on for B2 and wants to take her shopping. And then the one part where she's not serious and stoic, which I fucking hate that in characters when they're just that, just for being stoic's sake, is, hey, you know, we gotta go buy t-shirts together when the mall's back. And I'm like, what? And that was what I got from this entire experience. With a bunch of CG cool fucking, bunch of cool CGI fucking anime fights.
Yeah, they're talking about return to normalcy. Once the fighting's all over, they could be more like humans themselves.
Yeah, no, I was just throwing a joke in there because for some reason she breaks her stoicness from 5 episodes deep just to go, because remember, we gotta go get t-shirts together.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
What about the flower part?
Was that at the beginning or the end?
Towards the end.
Okay, I probably didn't see it then. I'm still missing 2 episodes that I didn't get to watch on time.
When they found the lunar tear or whatever the fuck it was called.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 2B finds it and then reports back to, I don't know, her handler or whatever she is. And was it the flower's pretty and whatnot? And girl's like, oh, it looks so good on you if you put it in your hair. And I think it's 9S gets 2B to remove her visor.
Yeah, and they had the flashbacks. Those people from the Resistance, they had a flashback from, like, before that when there was another 2B looking chick. Like, she looked exactly like her, but different voice and attitude altogether. So, there's other 2Bs because their memory is just implanted into the next cyborg body, but it's the same memory.
No, their memory, she's a new model.
Yeah, but when they died in the first episode, they, like, put the memory into the next one, and I think 9S even comments, is like, well, I mean, here's to another round. I had to save your ass.
Yeah.
So it's like, do they remember that they died? Like
9S didn't remember what happened because he didn't get to upload his black box, but he uploaded 2B's black box so her memories could be restored into her new body.
Oh, okay.
And those are all the ones in the present time are all the current Android models, and the ones from the flashback are the previous models. And I think they got retired for the new versions.
Oh, alright. Yeah, because when they died, I just remember her, like, remembering. So it's like, how many times have you died? But then they end up working with the Resistance, and the Resistance people, like, fucking don't like them. Like, half the time, for some reason.
Yeah. Because the Resistance people are basically, like, occupants or insurgents, kind of. And they use them as ins to get to Earth and, like, to have a safe landing base, essentially. And the, what's it called? I forget what the robots are, the company that runs them is called. Shira or something. No, that's Final Fantasy 7, isn't it?
Shinra. Yeah.
But, the company essentially just uses the Resistance as a front, as a, landing station for them to, get information on the robots and plan their attacks.
That's what it seems like. Just using constantly.
Yeah.
But I didn't get to see the finale of the season, so what ended up happening? You don't even remember?
I don't remember, like, exactly the episodes, but,
Does it, like, end on a cliffhanger or anything?
not really. Kinda, because they still gotta do, like, the actual mission. It doesn't get rid of all the robots. I think it just gets rid of the robots in the area.
Got you. Yeah, the fucking weird, lady android that fucking, I want to be beautiful. That thing was fucking crazy.
Yeah, doesn't that remind you of Eliza P, boss?
Yes. 100%.
Yeah, I was like, once you see it, dude, you're gonna think that.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. I was at work whenever I watched that episode on my break. I was like, man, I want to go play Eliza P now. But
yeah, so sick how she, like, used the androids' dead bodies as, like, ornaments on her dress and made them, like, they had, like, sonic screams and shit.
yeah, fucking dude, the robot voices I couldn't handle after a while. Near, near, near. Like,
I like that.
Like, it just started reverberating in my fucking eardrums. I was like, Jesus. So much of that. But the anime looks really cool. How many seasons are there?
I think there's like 50 episodes.
50?
Something like that.
Damn. Oh fuck. Is there anything else you want to add?
Game's pretty fun.
Never got to play it. I know that a lot of people like it a lot though.
Yeah. And still need to buy a 2B mouse pad.
Nice. Just
I
get
don't
a
know.
chance.
Which one do you think is better? The one that's, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Even? Okay. There's the one where the wrist rest is her boobs, and then there's another one where the wrist rest is her ass, and she's like looking back over her shoulder at you.
I don't remember what they look like, but I'll pick ass over tits.
Mm.
And that's just me. I don't know. I just don't get the super appeal that everybody loves that Android that much. Like,
Too odd.
she's like, I don't know. She seems like she's the new Android 18. Remember that?
No.
Everybody was obsessed with Android 18.
Oh.
It's like, what the fuck? I mean, you can't even see her eyes because she has a fucking visor on. So I'm just like, so you got like a black leather skirt on. It's about as crazy as it's getting. I just don't get the appeal.
And some high boot. That's all you need.
Well,
Her, when she takes the visor off, her eyes are all like red
oh shit,
around the edges.
that's
I
weird.
don't know if she was crying or what.
Probably thinking about all them T-shirts.
Mm.
But
Like,
my picks are up next, so probably gonna go. I'm gonna go with Wind Waker
okay.
for a new game, and how about, since that's a long game, we'll go with the short anime Golden Boy.
Okay.
We'll run it like that. We're gonna be doing 3DS games soon, and Pokemon Nuzlocke run episode soon, so that'll be fun.
What was the last thing you seen in the anime?
I think that they were about ready to kill. No, they were trying to protect the Little King.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was the last thing I saw. And then 9 o'clock rolled around whenever we said to meet on, and I jumped off. But I really wanted to see what happened to the Little King.
Okay. What did you think about the relationship between Adam and Eve?
Yeah, that's why this thing is all over the place for me. Just, it's these two brothers, Adam and Eve, and they call each other Big Brother. And the one's basically the boss, and the other one just kind of seems like the dumb younger brother.
The quirky, upbeat brother, kind of younger brother type.
Yeah, him.
Yeah. Well, I was just trying to explain, like, what kind of, like, a little more of what kind of character he is.
Yeah, but why do you ask? The relationship.
Because I really liked it.
Okay.
I really liked how,
Means two brothers, basically.
well, essentially what happens is, what is it,
Yeah, explain how Adam and Eve came to be, because I'm not understanding that one either. It's like this blob born out of a fucking giant sphere of robots, and then it births itself out of its dead body somehow.
Yeah. I didn't understand that part too much, but, was it the robots? I forget exactly how the timeline goes. Because I think the robots kill their creators. And they start to lust for humanity, how humanity is. Like its ability to appreciate smaller things and feel the sunlight and things like that. Just things being alive. And the robots envy it so much that they mimic humans to the point where they made a giant ball of a bunch of robots got together and made a giant ball and connected all of their consciousness. And then the ball is essentially an egg that hatches Adam out of it. And the androids, our heroes, 9S, B2 and 9S, immediately attack it because it's an unknown robot life form. And they slice it open, and I have no idea why, but it births another one. And then it fights a little bit and then saves the dead body of the first one. And I think the first one is Adam, and the second one is Eve. That is, because it's like, from the Bible.
Yeah, and they're like,
he's literally birthed from like Adam's rib.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. But yeah, it just seems like the ones just trying to learn about human history and why they do things. Like the younger ones, just like, why do we have to wear pants? And he's like, because they cover their genitals, and so we must follow suit without asking. It's like, okay. Just like this weird random conversation they have. It's like, eat your apple. It's good for you. But we don't have to eat apples. He's like, they eat, we eat. It's like, unga boonga. What the fuck?
Yeah. And Adam thinking he knows.
What are you flicking?
I was cutting up tobacco, sorry. Adam thinking he's obtained all of human knowledge, decides to put it all on the line and disconnects himself from the net, which is all of the robot's consciousness, and then tries to kill B2 and 9S, and it doesn't work out as planned. But at the last moment, he's saved by Eve's sacrifice, which drives him crazy, and at the end, all the robots are chanting Eve as they get sucked into a giant fucking kaiju version of Eve, and he just starts wrecking shit. And they call down a space laser on his ass and all kinds of shit. It's awesome.
About the fucking beginning of the first episode where 2B has to fight that I don't know, a refinery that comes to life.
Yeah,
not even like a monster. It's like, it's a Goliath life form. It's like, no, that's a building. That is a whole ass factory right there.
Yeah. A large ass factory too.
It's like, what are your arms? Oh, just spinning blades of like half the building.
Yeah. Giant fucking drills, essentially.
Right.
Like, more realistic. That beginning part is essentially the, 1-for-1 from the game. You're in the mech formation, all your friends get taken out, and then it's just you and 9S.
And then we have, wait a minute though. Then we have fucking puppet shows at the end of every episode.
I loved them.
Right. Yeah, you get a puppet show. And like the very first one at the first episode is like, hey, you may have seen us before from the video game Nier Automata. It's like, I love the fourth wall breaking. That's great.
Yeah. And they like how 2B's personality is in the Puppets show is hilarious.
Yeah, she seems a little bit more eccentric.
Yeah. She's like the stoic crazy person.
Yeah, I swear her voice, I haven't looked it up or anything yet, but I swear her voice is the same voice actor from Heaven's Lost Property, the main angel in that one. Pretty sure, because that voice, I've heard it in other animes before, and it was the same person. So I'm pretty sure I know. Pretty sure I know that's her.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Usually,
she's like perfect for like very monotone robot or android roles.
Was it usually what I noticed in anime? Because a lot of the anime that I watched was from the early 2000s, and At least a lot of the more influential animes to me. And the actor for Ichigo Kurosaki, the main character in Bleach, is a very prolific voice actor, and he plays like minor roles in a bunch of other animes. And I'm like, I hear it, and I'm like, is that Ichigo? It's the same voice.
That's sick.
And for some reason, well, except for like Ichigo Kurosaki is one of the few Japanese names that I ever remember. There's like Naruto Uzumaki and like a few others, but it's weird to me because, and I bring it up because I like never remember names, normal names. Japanese names I always forget, and for some reason those names just stick with me because I've watched the anime so much, I guess.
Yeah, I watch a lot of the same genre animes, so like girl voices, a lot of times they're the same girl voices, and I can pick them out super quick. So, but like I've never remembered like a dude's voice though.
Did you know there's been like 6 Bulmas?
No, I didn't know that. Kind of makes sense now that I think about it though.
Yeah, I don't.
Her voice does kind of change.
It's hell.
Well, I thought last time she seemed a little bit more raspier. So I was like, But yeah. You ready to wrap her up?
I don't know. Anything else you want to talk about?
No. Good. Got to go edit this, go to sleep, go to work, and start playing Legend of Zelda tomorrow.
Yeah.
So. Alright.
And the Windbreaker. Did we already do what we're doing?
Wind Waker and Golden Boy.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, you're good. Alright. See you guys next time. Probably do 2 separate episodes, though. This time we just didn't have enough to talk about with Ikaruga. So.
Yeah, we also probably need to go back to doing it. Well, we'll talk about this after. It's Inside Baseball.
Oh, gotcha.
Adios, muchachos.
Later.